Okay, everybody, so here's our first dream, and don't worry, for those of you who can obviously see that I'm driving, my daughter is handling all of the video components, so don't worry, I'm being safe. But our first dream actually comes from Lisa, and this was actually left over from our recent trip to Florida, and we didn't have time to interpret this dream while I was there, so I wanted to make sure that I jumped on here and interpreted this dream. So Lisa, I hope that you are tuning in. This dream, so interesting. Lisa is now a grown adult, okay, but she has had this dream. This was a recurring dream that Lisa has had since 1976, y'all. And the first time that she remembers having the dream, she was about 4 years old. And it was recurring. It kept happening over and over. It's just the impact of how dreams can just leave such an impression on us over the years. But in the dream, Lisa sees the opening scene of the dream is like the opening scene in a movie. So she could see pictures of people up on the screen in front of her with like names, almost like in the opening credits of a movie or a show where it shows the person and their name. And as she was watching this, she saw both herself, her mom and dad, and her 3 siblings show up on the screen with their names on it, so as to mean that they were obviously the key people, the stars in the show or in the movie. So as she's watching this, she instinctively knows that everybody had turned into robots, okay? And she sees herself next in the dream. She's outside, laying inside a barrel that is kind of laying sideways down on the ground. And she's in there hiding, and she's terrified because everybody had turned into robots. And it was very dark, very windy outside. And as she was looking, kind of peeking out through this barrel, she could see in the distance that her mom was there, kind of with her back towards her, but she could see that it was her mom, and her mom was wearing a very long, flowy nightgown that was kind of blowing in the wind. And she heard her mom call out to her, but she didn't know if she should risk kind of leaving the barrel and running out to go see her mom. Well, she finally did, and sure enough, when her mom turned around and faced her, her mom's face was like that of a robot. And this is where the dream would typically end, and she would wake up screaming and crying because she was so terrified. And again, this happened over and over. Such a powerful, such an impactful dream. And there's just, for some of you, you've had recurring dreams like that keep happening over and over. And that usually means that there is definitely something there that is trying to be communicated to you. So something that you want to pay attention to. So what does the dream mean? I believe that from a very young age, Lisa was being shown through her dream something related to her calling, believe it or not. And I believe that Lisa is somebody who she embodies a sense of value, one of her highest levels of value, let me say it that way. One of her highest levels of value is deep, personal, real, authentic connection with people. And Lisa, I don't know you personally, so I don't know if this has had a chance to manifest itself in your real life now as an adult, but I believe that this was showing you that is something that you were gifted with. Like, we all want connection, but you carry a greater sense of that value system. It's like you embody that ability to connect with people, and it's super important to you to have real, authentic connection. And I believe that through this dream, I believe that if you could kind of flip it on its backside, I believe that the enemy knew that and saw that in you. And so he was trying from a very young age to bring terror and fear into that space of your dream life, to try to get you, first of all, to shut off your dream space, to get you to disconnect from it. And then secondly, almost to kind of try to attack that calling on your life, because for you to be gifted in that area means that it's most likely connected to something involving your calling. So when you look at dreams like this, you have to be able to see them redemptively. And the redemptive view of this dream is, wow, God was showing me from a very young age something that I'm called to do. And look at how the enemy knew that, and the enemy was trying to instigate, trying to cause intimidation, trying to cause fear, so that I would shut off from my dream space and not fully walk into whatever the Lord has for me. So honestly, I had dreams like that as a kid too, by the way. I still remember them, and they were all connected to my calling, but it was like there was always a fear attached to there. And it's because with dreams like this, flip them and look at them redemptively and see what God is wanting to show you. And I mean, there would be nothing worse for somebody with that kind of value system than to feel like the people that are closest to them, you know, are just like walking robots, have no emotion, have no sense of connectivity, they are incapable of being able to connect in a true, authentic, and real way. So hope that helps. Hit me back and let me know what you think.